or you can fill out a contact form on my website, thecarunatree.com, and reach out to me through that. Alrighty, guys. So welcome again to Gentle Yoga and Sound Healing. My name is Veda Spidle, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here to guide your practice and to practice with you, alongside you. For those of you that are not familiar with the way that I teach, I usually recommend to have a few props with you. It's really simple ones. If you don't have yoga blankets, have about 3 or 4 bath towels with you for extra support as we move through the class. You might find that helpful. And then if you want to have your favorite blanket to cover up in for the end during Shavasana for the rest, you can grab that as well. And then I recommend for Shavasana to help you to rest deeper, to get your eye pillow. If you don't have one, you can use a folded face towel instead and use that over the eyes when we get into the rest portion. And taking care of any distractions that you can. If you can't put them all away, that's fine. Just do your best, create a space for your practice. If you like to use essential oils or room spray, go ahead and do that now. Have your water nearby, set yourself up, and we are going to start seated. So I recommend sitting elevated on a folded blanket. And if you find that your knees are a lot higher than the hips, you'll want to elevate yourself up even higher than on one. You might find 2 or 3 to be more helpful. If you're sitting up higher, you might choose to also take rolled support, so your rolled towels or blankets, and place that underneath the outer edges of the legs. So we're not using this to press the knees up, we're using that as a support for when the knees drop down. And for those of you that cannot sit cross-legged, if that's uncomfortable, you can sit with your legs straight out in front of you as well. That's fine. So just do what feels best for you today, what feels safest, and please don't do anything that doesn't feel good. For those of you that have asked how to donate to my channel, you can donate through paypal.me/thecarunatree, and those donations will go directly to support these online live streamings that I do. So for those of you that are able to, thank you. If you're not, that's okay. Keep practicing. I'm here to support you and to practice with you. So sitting comfortably, making any other adjustments that you need to. Close your eyes or take a soft gaze. Let's take a releasing breath. Let's do another one. Inhale deeply. Sigh it out. Let go of tension and gripping. We start by settling into the space that we're in. If there's any distractions, do your best to allow them to fall to the background. Let them blend in. Our practice has the ability to help us to find the calm in the noise, in the storm, the calm, the silence, even in the distractions. Feel yourself beginning to settle into the quiet space of your practice. Feel yourself in your body, the air on the skin. Relax the muscles around the eyes and the jaw, and even behind the ears. And take a moment to acknowledge yourself that you showed up for your practice, for your self-care. Honor that. And energetically acknowledging your family, your friends, your fellow yogis, the communities that you're a part of. Feeling that connection. Feel how you're supported and held, that you are loved. Root down through the sitting bones, elongate the spine, the top of the head reaches up towards the sky. And if it's comfortable for you, placing one hand on heart center, one hand below the navel at the lower abdomen. And establish a full deep breath, allowing the inhale to gently expand the belly up into the ribs and the chest. And as you exhale, releasing the breath from the top point down, chest, ribs, belly. Be kind with yourself. If your breath doesn't feel like it's easy to catch right now, that's okay. See if you can just do the belly breath instead. The inhale, navel drops forward. The exhale, navel draws back. Most importantly, feel yourself breathing. Letting every exhale release and melt away tension and gripping. Every inhale creating a little more space in the body and supporting the flow of prana, our healing life force. And take the lower hand and stack it on top of the hand at the heart. See if you can feel your heartbeat. And then bring the palms together, Anjali Mudra at heart center. Let the heart float up to meet the thumbs. We'll begin with 3 rounds of Om. You can join, you can hum, or you can just listen. Let's first inhale together. Side out. And inhale. Keeping the eyes closed if you can, releasing the hands to the lap. If you're sitting cross-legged, change the cross of your feet for a moment. And then stack again the hands, one on top of the other on heart center. And taking a couple breaths here to honor our intention today for our practice. And our intention is love. Love for ourselves, love for each other, love for all that's around us. And see if you can bring into your awareness what creates that feeling of love for you, what makes your heart happy. Few more breaths. What fills your heart space? Take a deep breath in. Gently suspend at the top. Let it go. When you feel you've exhaled, exhale a little more. And then release the arms out by your sides and inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, the palms touch down through midline as you exhale to the heart. 2 more, inhale, arms reach up, palms touch overhead and exhale down through midline to heart center. Once more on your own. Keep the hands now at heart center. Deep breath in, gently suspend the breath at the top. Slow exhale. And then release the hands. We transition to child's pose. If you're not familiar with child's pose, there's a few options here. I recommend, if you're new to it, to maybe put a blanket at the back end of your mat. Big toes touch, knees go wide. If you need extra support, you can also put support underneath the knees. And if you're using a mat, I recommend being more in the center of the mat so you have space behind you and in front of you for the movement that we'll be doing. If you need more space for the knees, you can place support between your hips and heels, and that'll open up a little bit of space in the knee joint. Sit back on the heels and then lower the upper body towards the floor. You can bring the forehead to the ground. You can stack your hands, place your forehead on the hands. If you have a yoga block, you can place a yoga block underneath the forehead. It's your choice. The most important thing here is that you're allowing the forehead to have some type of support. This shape gives us the opportunity to soften at heart center. And as you relax that space in the body, deepen the breath. Feeling the inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, the ribs expand, the breath up towards the heart space. And as you exhale, feeling the breath draw in the ribs, the navel to the spine. The inhale expands and softens at the heart space. The exhale contracts the torso. 2 more breaths. Relax the face, the jaw. Notice if there's any muscles in the low back that could soften with the next outgoing breath. And keep the lower body as it is. Float the forehead about parallel to the floor. Come up on the fingertips and walk the upper body to the right. Go as far as comfortable, keeping the shoulders leveled, resting the hips still down towards the heels, and the forehead comes to the floor. Or you can take your right forearm, bend it in so the forearm is supporting the forehead. Left fingertips on the floor, left palm is elevated, left elbow is lifted. 2 more breaths. Feeling that stretch through the left side of the body. And lift the forehead, walk through center, and then over to the other side. Come into your shape and breathe. Return to center. Forehead touches down to some type of support. You can bring the palms together, keep the elbows on the floor, rest the hands at the base of the skull. Sigh if you need to. Another moment here. Just breathe. And slowly release the arms. If you need to stay in child's pose longer, you may. You can come back to it at any time that you need to. Otherwise, bring yourself up to table. If you had support between your hips and heels, you can move that off to the side for a moment and just maybe keeping the blanket for the knees. Again, adjust so that you feel good for your practice and that you feel safe and supported with what you're doing. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, fingers are wide, knees are underneath the hips. Thigh bones create a number 11, tops of the feet to the floor. Cat-cows moving from the tailbone. Inhale, tailbone scoops up, belly drops, heart gaze forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone scoops up, belly drops, heart gaze lifts. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, round the spine, chin to chest. Now, as you continue this movement from the tailbone all the way up through the neck, see if you can bring your awareness now to heart center. Feeling the front of the heart open energetically. And as you exhale and round the back of the heart, reaching towards the sky. 2 to 3 more. Steady breath. Return to neutral spine. And then tuck the toes under, keep the legs parallel, press the mat away from you, press the hips to the heels, keep the spine elongated for this variation. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other, keep pressing the mat away, another breath. And then float yourself back up to table. Extend the right leg out behind you. All my toes are still tucked under. If you need to untuck the toes of the left foot, you may. Just see what feels better on the knee. And then level the hips, relax the heart down, neck is holding the head. And 3 pushbacks. Inhale here. Exhale, push the mat away from you, stretch into the extended leg, keep the hips leveled. Inhale, shoulders return over the wrist. Exhale, push the mat away from you. Once more. Keep the leg extended, return the shoulders over the wrist, and then maybe float the right leg off the floor. If you want to play a little bit more here, you can float the left arm off the ground, palm facing midline, left arm is stretched out. If the right leg is lifted, toes are pointing down. If you want to go a little bit further, play with turning the left arm so that the thumb is facing towards the floor, and then reach back and clasp the top of the foot. The foot and the hand press into each other, float the heart up, maybe slightly lift the gaze. Another breath. If you fall over, smile, can get back up, extend out, and then release. Let's do the other side. Left leg extends, level the hips, relax the heart down, neck is holding the head, 3 pushbacks. Inhale. Exhale, push the mat away from you. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Keep the leg extended, shoulders return over the wrist. Maybe float the left leg off the floor, draw the navel in a little bit to support the low back. Maybe the right arm floats off the ground, palm is facing midline. And if you'd like to go a little bit further, rotate the right arm so the thumb points towards the floor, reach behind you, clasp the top of the foot or at the ankle, foot and hand press into each other. Lift the heart, let the heart open. Another breath. Extend out. And release. Beautifully done. Tuck the toes under, bring the legs in towards midline, at least closer than the hips for a little additional support. Sit back for a toe squat. Hips are on the heels. If this is too much on the knees, come up to a high kneel instead. So whichever you're doing, bring the hands together, relax the elbows down, elongate the spine. Deep breath in. Side out. And then rotate the hands in an infinity symbol, a sideways number 8. And see if you can do that. So just you're moving at the wrists. Very little movement in the elbows. You'll feel some movement in the forearms. I'm going to turn here for a moment so you can see what this looks like from the front view with the hands. And then reverse direction. I know we're still on our toes. Keep breathing. Can you keep the heart open, the breath moving, even in challenge? Return to heart center with the hands. Slowly walk the hands forward. Untuck the toes. Let out a sigh if you need it. Widen the hands for our hip release. Keep the legs in about closer than hip width apart at midline to touch if they can. If they can't, that's fine. And then draw the low belly in towards the spine. Relax the heart down, neck is holding the head. Your gaze is about 1 foot in front of the hands on center. Inhale here. Exhale, the hips lower towards the right. Elbows can bend if needed. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side. So knees and hands need to remain in contact with the floor. We're not trying to touch the hips to the ground. We're just going side to side here with the hips. All right, so this is part of the love for ourselves, our self-care, compassion for ourselves, showing up for our practice, and working within our bodies and what's available to us, honoring our safety stops. Come back to center, child's pose, big toes touch, knees go wide, forehead to some type of support. Deep breath in, let it go. Keeping the forehead on some type of support. If it's available to you, come up on the fingertips. The palms are elevated as if you have a tennis ball underneath the hands. Elbows are lifted, underarms are lifted, keeping the forehead touching the floor, your block, or maybe a folded blanket. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. Relax the jaw, maybe a light smile if you're not sure if you're relaxing the face, and then the rest of the body tends to respond to the smile. And slowly release the hands, bring yourself up to table. Readjust as you let the breath go. And we're working towards a variation of gate pose. Sometimes this is also used as a modification for side plank. So we're going to move with our right leg first. You're pivoting on the right knee. So pivot the right foot out to the right. And then extend the left leg straight out behind you. Drop it down. Your right knee is underneath your right hip. The right wrist is relatively underneath the shoulder, just in front. The outer edge of your left foot is parallel to the short end of the mat. Stack the shoulders. Maybe the left arm goes up towards the sky or reaching up overhead with the palm facing down. Feel that stretch through the whole side of the body. Feel the heart open. Two more breaths. And as you exhale, slowly release through table. We immediately go to the other side. Pivot the left leg, you're pivoting on the knee. Kick it out to the left. Simultaneously as that pivot happens, your right leg extends out, your right foot pretty much in line with the left knee. Left knee is following here at my right arch. Level the left hip over the left knee. The right arm can go up or overhead. Heart is open, breath is steady. And with your exhale, slowly release down to table. Take a deep breath in, side out. Working towards lunge. If you have your blocks and you need them, you can grab them here underneath your hands. Otherwise, you can bump up onto the fingertips. Step the right leg through the hands, building our lunge. Hands in line with the front ankle, back toes tuck under. If this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, float the back knee off the floor. Stretch out through the back leg, press out through the heel, and take a moment to set yourself into the shape. And then once you do, hold lunge in stillness. Check in with your breath. Making it dynamic. As you inhale, heart reaches forward to the horizon. As you exhale, straighten the front leg and maybe fold. Inhale, front knee bends, heart reaches to the horizon. Exhale, straighten the front leg and fold. Two more. Now the next time the front knee bends, you might choose to stay here, or you can lower the back knee to the floor, making sure you're above the kneecap, building low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Back toes can stay tucked under or untuck them, see what feels best for your body, right? It's part of that self-care and love. Bring the hands up to the top of the front thigh. Make sure the muscles of the legs are hugging to the bone. The legs are squeezing in towards each other and hugging in towards midline to support you. Simultaneously allowing the hips, the pelvis to sink forward and down, keeping the front heel down. Now lift the heart, let the heart be buoyant. Bring the arms out by your sides like wings. Let the shoulder blades scoop the heart up, lengthen through the neck. Maybe lift the gaze, another breath. Slowly release down, taking half splits, guide the hips back. Try to, for today, for this one, keep the hip over the knee, the left hip relatively over the knee, back toes tucked under or untucked. You're on the back of the right heel, reach the heart forward. Another breath here. And then slowly return to the front knee bent, come into table, take a breath. And we switch sides, left leg comes through, building lunge. Back toes tuck under, inhale, float the back knee off the floor. Take a moment to set yourself into the shape. And then once you're there, hold the pose steady and breathe. Making a dynamic inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, straighten the front leg, maybe fold. 3 more. Now the next time the front knee bends, back knee touches down to the floor above the kneecap, building low lunge. Hands float up to the top of the front thigh. You have the support of your foundation. That support is steady. Heart lifts. And arms go down by your sides like wings. Another breath. Slowly release. Half splits, guide the hips back. You're on the back of the left heel, toes curling back towards the knee. Reach the heart towards the horizon. Stay here, 2 breaths. And challenge the heart. Can it stay open? Rebend the front knee. Come into table. Now your choice, you can take child's pose, you can do a hip release, you can do hip circles. If you choose to do that, have your knees a little bit closer than hip width apart. You might have them touch at midline. So take a moment here to do the transition that feels right for your body. If you're doing circles, reverse direction. And we all meet in table. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Make some noise. Let's do one more. Building lunge. Right leg comes through. Back knee floats up. Press out through the back heel. Pause. Now let the back heel spin in and down, building side angle. The right heel aligns to the back arch. The back foot is parallel to the short end of the mat. The right forearm can come to the right thigh. The left hand can come to the left hip. Now if you want to go a little bit further here, you can bring the left arm to the sky. You can hold the hand at the base of the skull, gently curling the heart open towards the sky, maybe the arm up overhead. Another option here, if it doesn't feel good to lift your arm, is you can put your top hand behind you at the low back with the back of the hand to the low back. Keep the heart open, another breath. And with your exhale, unwind, straighten the front leg, lift the right toes off the ground, the ball of the right foot off the ground, reach the heart forward, keep reaching it forward, keep breathing. Release the right foot to the ground, rebend the front knee, twist your lunge, right hand to the right hip, twisting open, stacking your shoulders, maybe the right arm to the sky, keep pressing out through the back heel, open the heart up to the right. And release. Now looking forward, keep the front knee bent, step your back leg forward, coming into a standing forward fold. Keep the knees bent, feet parallel. Inhale, half lift, heart to the horizon. Exhale, fold. Knees can stay bent. Once more, inhale, half lift, and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, the palms touch. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see me. Exhale to the right, I'm mirroring you. Inhale up, exhale, other side. Inhale to come up, exhale, release the arms down by your sides. Just take a moment to stand. The heart is light and buoyant. Rotate the arms open, bend the elbows behind you, and then have the hands go behind you into a clasp. I'll turn around for a moment so you can see what I'm doing. The thumb pads are pressing, fingers are interlaced, and as you begin to straighten the arms, float the heart up. Shoulder blade tips, scoop the heart up towards the sky. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, release. So we're still at the front end of the mat. Take a deep bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Heart floats up. Exhale, fold. Step the right leg back. Stay in lunge. And then left hand to the left hip. Opening up. And maybe a full twist, left arm to the sky. And release the hand. Lower the back knee to the floor. Come into table and take a breath. Now we work with the other side. I'll purposefully have my back towards you so you can see what I'm doing with the back body. Tuck the toes under. Step the left leg through for lunge. Lift the back knee off the floor. Spin the back heel in and down, building side angle. Front heel to back arch alignment. Front knees over the front ankle. Toes, front knee pointing forward. Right hand can come to the right hip as you bump the left forearm to the left thigh. Palm is open, fingers are active. Hand can stay on your right hip. The right arm can go up to the sky or reach up overhead or to the base of the skull. So the other option I showed was the hand at the low back. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of the right foot, looking skyward. This reminds us that space all around us, that love is infinite, love is endless. The true essence of love. Another breath. And as you exhale, release to lunge. Straighten the front leg. Lift the toes, the ball of the left foot off the ground. Reach the heart forward. Stay here. Keep breathing. With your exhale, rebend the front knee. Left hand to the left hip. Twisting your lunge. Open with the upper body. Maybe the left arm to the sky. With your exhale, release the hand. Looking in front of you, keep the front knee bent. Step the back leg forward, your forward fold, legs parallel, knees bent. Inhale, half lift, heart reaches to the horizon. And fold. Once more, inhale. And let it go. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale to the left this time, I'm mirroring you. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Inhale, come up, exhale, release the hands, and again, just stand mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel the foundation beneath you, feel the support of the earth, the love she has for us. And in knowing that you're supported, can the heart open a little more? Another breath. And palms open forward if they're not already. Bend the elbows back again for your clasp. Interlace your fingers again at the low back. Have the other pointer finger lead the way. So it's going to feel a little bit strange. Thumb pads press. And as you straighten the arms, the heart floats up, maybe a gentle back bend. Check in with your breath. Another moment here. Just feel. And release the arms. You're at the front of your mat. A deep bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up. And then as you exhale, swan dive to fold. Inhale, half lift. And fold. Step the left leg back, lunge. Right hand to the right hip as you twist to the right, or right arm to the sky as you stack your shoulders. Maybe a light smile. And exhale, release. Back knee touches down. Come into table. Beautiful work, guys. Child's pose, cat-cows, any stretches that are calling out to you. Just notice after a gentle practice that was a little bit more movement and challenge, gives us the opportunity to feel the heartbeat, to feel the flow of energy. Come up to table. And then from here, we'll be coming down onto our bellies. So if you had support under your knees, I recommend moving that to the back end of your mat. You can drape the tops of your feet over that support. It can be really nice, especially if you need support for your ankles. So you're extending the legs straight out behind you, draping the legs. Bring yourself down, supporting with the arms. And then once you're down, you can create a pillow with your forearms or your hands, and then rest your forehead on center. Tops of the feet to the floor or draped over that towel or blanket. Create some space in the low back. Lift the right leg off the floor just about an inch or two, not higher than the hip. Reach out through the big toe as if I'm pulling on the leg. Lower it down. Do the same on the other side. Lift, lengthen, lower. Once more so you can see. Lift the right leg, not higher than the hip. Reach out through the big toe. Release, other leg. Lift, lengthen, lower. Relax the body. You can rock the hips. Relax the hips, soften the heart. Another deep breath. If this is enough of a back bend for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, we'll go a little bit further. Forehead starts to the floor. Interlace your hands to the low back, same as we did when we were standing. Thumb pads press. Palms are facing the head. Tops of the feet press down simultaneously out through the tips of the toes. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. Reaching the clasp towards the feet. Shoulder blades sliding towards each other and down the back. Heart forward. If you lead with the chin, with the head, bring the chin back, lead with the heart. Maybe lifting the feet, the legs off the floor. Keep the engagement of the legs. Keep breathing. Smile at yourself if you're taking it too seriously. Another breath. Slowly release down. See if you can keep your forehead on center. Take a few moments here. Now, if you need to, and this doesn't feel good, you can turn to your right ear. Rest your arms by your sides, palms down. Once more, forehead to center, on the ground, hands at the low back, interlace the fingers, thumb pads press, maybe the other pointer finger leads the way. It's going to feel a little bit strange with the clasp. And as you inhale, engage the body, lengthen, float the heart up. You can lift the legs or not. Most importantly, you're breathing, being kind with yourself. Feeling energetically the heart buoyant and lifted. Another breath. Slowly release. Forehead to center or rest on your left ear. Arms by your sides, palms up. Deep breathing. Return the forehead to center, hands to the floor relatively under shoulders, elbows point back. Inhale up and back into child's pose. Big toes touch, knees go wide, forehead down. Support is needed. Feel yourself relax here. And slowly press up. And then come to seated. And actually what I'll do is if you guys are on a mat, you can stay in the lengthwise direction of your mat. I'll show this from the side. I recommend sitting elevated a little bit. If you need support for your knees, you can put support underneath them. If you need to sit up higher, that's fine. And then your hands can be in line with the hips. You're noticing I'm walking one hip back and then the other to support my posture. Hands can be in line with the hips or behind you. Lift the heart up. Top of the head aligned over the pelvic floor, over the heart. If that's not doable today, that's fine. Lean back a little bit. Breathe. Now, if this is enough for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, the hands go on the outer edges of the legs. If you need to bend the knees more and support them higher, you may. The inhale is here. As you exhale, reach forward with the heart and fold. We're making this dynamic. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. If it feels safe for your low back, you can bring the arms up overhead. Keep the upper arms, not your forearms, but the part of the arm closest to the shoulders in line with the ears. Keep the shoulder blades down. And as you exhale, reach forward with the heart. That's a little bit more challenging on the body, so really only do what feels safe for you. Keep going, a few more. The inhale floats you up. The exhale, heart forward, down. Not about how far you can fold. We're just doing this movement. We're moving energy. We're bowing. Surrendering whatever needs to go. Every exhale, allowing whatever needs to dissolve, to let go, to release, to ride out on the exhale, on the outgoing breath. Whatever is covering that essence of love, if it feels ready to go, let it go so more of your light can shine. Another breath. We all have it. That light is there. It's also what connects us. Come upright. Hands can go behind you. Deep breath in. Let it go. And then slowly from here, we're going to take a restorative pose, and then we'll go into Shavasana, which is also another restorative pose. So you can take a rolled blanket, towel, pillow, whatever you have, place that in front of you for underneath the knees. Now this might be new for some of you, so just gonna take a moment and that's fine. So you can find a blanket, your towel, and have it come into this type of shape, right? This will go underneath the shoulder blades, and then grab support for the head. So this space between these two blankets is where your arms go. I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra lift underneath the knees. That can feel really nice on the back. So this is a heart opener, letting the legs be draped over that stack of support here, and then bring yourself down and align yourself in such a way that the support that's in the back area is underneath the shoulder blades. Notice my arms are between these two blankets here, between these towels, and you can place some support underneath the head. Maybe roll it a little bit for underneath the neck. It just depends on what you're using. You might choose to not have this here under the head, and that's fine. Arms can go into letter T. If you have the space, palms up. You can go into cactus, palms up, in either of those two variations. Back of the hands are on the floor. Or your arms can be a little bit more out to your side. If your arms are coming closer to the hips, I'm scrunching the towel in with my arms. I'm not putting the arms on the towel. That will actually take away from the heart opener. So you want to feel the heart elevated and lifted. If it doesn't feel good, omit the blanket that's underneath the back. That's behind the heart. Close the eyes. You can put on your eye pillow. Deep breath in. Let it go. Another deep breath in. Sigh it out. And feel the support of the props of the ground beneath you. Feel the support at the back of the heart space, allowing the heart to energetically, emotionally, if it feels safe for you, for it to stay open. Feel your heartbeat. And as you rest in this pose, revisit those things or people, experiences, situations. It could be anything that brings you joy, that fills your heart space, that feeling of love, infinite love. Let the breath come and go. Embody the word love. Feel it through your whole body. Easy breathing. If you find there's any tension or constriction that shows up, see if you can breathe into those spaces if you feel that in the body. See if you can breathe with it. Allow yourself to feel. If there's any pain in the body, it might be a signal to readjust so you're more comfortable. So check in. Feel what you feel. A few more breaths. Now, some of you may choose to stay in this shape in place of traditional shavasana, and you can stay. And I'll be doing sound healing. I'll be playing the bowls. If you want to come out of this shape and lie flat on your back, you can bend the knees, feet underneath the knees. Press down through the feet, lift the hips, the ribs up so you can slide that support out from underneath the back of the shoulder blades. If you don't want to do that, you can roll over to your comfortable side, press up enough to move the support out from under you, and return lying on your back. Covering up in your favorite blanket, or maybe putting some added weight across the hips with a pillow or towel or blanket. Letting the heels rest about 6 to 12 inches apart, arms by your sides, palms up. If you're still in the heart opener, keep your arms where they are so they're not on the towel. Maybe covering the eyes. And take a moment. What can you do to best support yourself, to love yourself? Settle in. And when you feel like you've settled, relax the body. Relax the whole spine, surrender it to gravity. Feel your heartbeat. And see if you can feel the true essence of love inside, that you are love. Relax the breath. Feel that light inside. And allow that feeling to expand through every cell, muscle, through the bones, through the body, and out into the space that surrounds you, above you, to the sides, below you, and rest in that space. Awareness returns to the heartbeat, to the breath, to the body. Keeping the eyes closed as you feel ready, bringing back gentle movements, toes and fingers. Maybe rocking the head side to side. You can take a full body stretch, reaching the arms up overhead, pointing through the toes, a sigh or a yawn. You can bend the knees, feet to the floor, and sway the knees side to side, windshield wipers, or you can hug the knees into the chest. Rock the body side to side. When you feel ready, roll over to your comfortable side. In the fetal position, take care to support your head with your bottom arm or towel. Deepen the breath. Keeping the eyes closed. When you feel ready, using the strength of your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Stacking one hand on top of the other on heart center. Letting the breath reach up to the heart space. And the heart remains energetically buoyant and lifted even as you let the breath go. May you share the light of your love with everyone you meet. Remember to keep loving yourself. We bring the palms together, Anjali Mudra, and we'll close with a single sound of Om. Receive your breath. Om.